Welcome back to the vlog and welcome here to Papua New Guinea. My name is Ryan. We're here in Port Moresby today heading up to Aiyura with all of this cans cargo. I just came back from Australia yesterday with like 700 kgs worth of cargo, so I'm going to go ahead and call up for my clearance and then we'll get on our way. Jackson Ground, November Tango Echo, requesting airways clearance, Aiyura.
November Tango Echo, Jackson's Ground. ATC clearance 65, cruise 16000, code 0407.
Departure 65, cruise 16000.
TAWS system test, okay.
0407, November Tango Echo.
November Tango Echo.
Alright, before I forget, let's put our code in. 0407. Alright. Ignition on, fuel pump on. All of these are low back. Fuel is on and low start. Introduce my fuel. This red lever right here. Alright, so this is the first start of the day. So it's probably going to be a little bit cooler today, 6:38. And once the ITT is going back down, then you know your start's done. You can turn your igniters off. Your fuel pump back to standby. On your generator, we'll let it spike for a sec, goes up to about 100 and then starts coming down slowly. When it starts coming down, you can throw your alternator on, push the prop forward. So certain manufacturers have you start it with the prop full forward, others do it in feather like this one, so yeah. V2 tracker on in our auxiliary bus so that we can get our blowers going. Alright, we've got 727 kgs on board. Looks like we can still do, with the amount of fuel we have, we can still do another 57 kgs. That spits out a number right here, 1378. So I'm going to put in 1380 for my cargo. I don't have any seats on board right now either. And it says my takeoff weight's 7130. So we'll basically rotate at 63, and if we had to come back in at 75. And they gave me clearance all the way up to 16,000. We'll see if they give us any limits as we take off or not, but for the time being, I don't have any. So this is the Jeppesen app, or not the Jeppesen app, I wish I would. We used to have Jeppesen app. This is ForeFlight, which is really nice, but the only thing I do not really like that much about it is it doesn't have the ability to show your position on like the taxiway or on the approach. Now if you have the designated Jeppesen app, it does, but when you have it linked with ForeFlight, it doesn't. So if you work at ForeFlight and you're watching this, that would be a really nice feature to throw into this because I really did like that on the actual Jeppesen app. But if you have ForeFlight and linked, then you can't have it on both places, or you have to buy both subscription, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, let's go ahead and call it for our taxi. Actually, let's get Aegis first.
Port Moresby Airport, information November. Time, 2102 Zulu. Runway, 32. Wind, 310 degrees, 5 knots. Maximum, 10 knots. Visibility, 10 kilometers or more. Haze. Temperature, 26. Dew point, 24. QMH, 1008. Cloud, broken above 5,000 feet. Acknowledge information November.
Alright, 1008, let's start on both of our standby and our regular one, and call it for taxi. Jackson Ground, November Tango Echo, MAS hangar requesting taxi with November.
November Tango Echo, taxi all in point, runway 32 left, time 18.
Holding point 32 left, cleared to taxi, November Tango Echo. Alright, taxi light on. Already bright out. So I am heading up to Aiyura, where SIL is. Half of our cargo is for our mission organization, half of it's for their missions. So, and then they also do flights for us as well, picking up cargo. So I'm going to go up there first, drop off half my cargo, and then on to Goroka. So this is part of a 4-part series, so if you haven't seen the other videos and you want to, you can go check them out. I'll leave a link afterwards to some of those, where I left Goroka, came down here, went down to Australia, and now came back, and now I'm heading up to, back up to Goroka.
Tango Charlie ground.
Jackson Tower, November, Tango, Echo, holding point 3 to left, and ready.
November, Tango, Echo, Jackson Tower. Good morning, line up runway 3 to left.
Line up 3 to left, November, Tango, Echo. If you watch the other ones, when I do international flights, I actually have to use the full call sign Papa 2, November Tango Echo, which is kind of like hard to say sometimes. Anyways, it's nice not to have to say that today, just to be able to say November Tango Echo. Alright, igniters on, strobe on landing. 30 degrees out. 1590, so 1540 for 1590. Ignition, we'll do condition here in a minute. Flaps 20, fuel and harnesses.
November Tango Echo, make left turn, contact radar airborne, clear for takeoff.
Make left turn, radar airborne, clear for takeoff, November Tango Echo. Alright, ignition condition, flaps 20, fuel and harnesses. Quest complete. Rotate at 63 and our torque to 1540. Alright, torque is set. Airspeed's alive. Air's 40. Air's 50 by the taxiway, continuing, and 63. The Kodiak can actually carry and take off with 7,255 pounds full up, depending on how much weight, how much cargo you have, how much fuel you have on board and whatnot. So I'm almost to my max gross at this time, but not quite. For the departure 6.5 that he gave me, I'm going to be basically heading out to a left-hand turn here on a heading of 298 just to join my first point, Starf. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Jackson Radar. Jackson Radar, good morning, November Tango Echo, passing 800 in the left-hand turn to join the 298 radial. I'll climb 16,000.
November Tango Echo, radar morning, you identified.
November Tango Echo. Alright, let's go ahead and get our flaps out. We're over 85. Over 90 and climbing goes 0, bring our prop back, 2,000 RPM. And get that back pressure going. Alright, we're in heading mode. We'll do nav as well. That way once we get to the course, then we'll just reconnect into it all automatically. Engine inlet to normal, igniters are turned off. We'll leave our landing light on until we get out of the airspace out of here. Some of you guys in some comments, not many, but a few of you have been like, wow, this is so monotonous. Well, honestly, that's the story of a pilot's life. Every single day is exactly the same, and you really want it to be just to increase your safety measures. But yeah, I mean, being a pilot is pretty monotonous. It's like the exact same thing. You go to different locations. Even here as a bush pilot, it can become pretty monotonous flying into some of these, even these mountain airstrips and stuff. It's the exact same thing every day. You do have different weather, so in that respect, it's different every single day. But for the most part, being a pilot, if you hate doing the same thing over and over and over, a very specific way, don't become a pilot, because you're going to get bored really quick, probably, especially if you fly with the airlines. If you fly with the airlines, you're watching this, leave a comment down below what you think as a airline pilot, how it is. I'd love to be able to share some of those thoughts with other people that are watching. So if you are, leave a comment for my sake, and I'll be able to share that with some other people here in the future. All right, we're connected to the 298 radial now, heading up to 16,000. Looks like it's a beautiful morning out. That was some of the reasons why I wanted to get going in the morning. It's supposed to, all the weather's supposed to blow up here in the afternoon, I think by around 1. But I've already been gone for 2 days, so it'd be kind of nice to get home. One thing I was thinking of for the new year coming up next year in 2021. I thought about doing some more like a daily vlog, maybe mixing that in with the typical thing that I do already. These type of videos are pretty easy for me to whip out and edit and whatnot, just because of the way they're structured and whatnot. And doing like a vlog more of like what I'd be doing during the day is a lot more time consuming for video wise. And usually I'm pretty busy, so it's hard to be able to set cameras up to get all the, basically the B-roll, so it's not just some boring video of me talking, which is kind of what I do the whole time now. But anyways, if you guys are interested in seeing a few of those, let me know in the comments below. I don't want this to become a boring channel of exactly the same thing and me saying the same thing every single flight, because I feel like that's kind of what it's becoming, is because, like I said earlier, it's just you're doing the exact same thing. So to try to make it into like a different thing, it's kind of hard to. So if you are interested in having me make a couple of more, maybe like one a week, like a daily vlog, as opposed to just like a flight vlog, please leave a comment down below. And if I have enough feedback saying, yeah, that'd be really cool, or no, I'd rather you just stick with this, what you're doing now, this is what I enjoy watching, I am interested in hearing you guys' opinions, because honestly, I don't make these for myself. I'm making them for you guys to watch and be able to experience Papua New Guinea in a way that you're not going to be able to any other way. So, yeah, I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts. A huge thank you for everybody that is subscribed, everybody who's watching. I really do appreciate it, and that's the only reason why I continue to make these videos, is for you guys, because you guys seem to like them. So thanks a lot. One thing I used to think of many years ago when I was doing my initial flight training is like, I was always thinking to myself, like, what would make a good pilot? And I would ask different pilots, like, hey, what do you think is a good pilot? Like, what signifies someone as being a great pilot? And now I have a couple of my own thoughts, and one of the biggest one is just safety. Always thinking of like, really thinking about threat and air management. Like, what's the next thing that I need to, what's the next threat that could come at me, and what can I do to mitigate it?
Direct track to MIPA is available with an initial air info separation with Sierra India Tango inbound.
Yeah, that'd be great when available, November Tango Echo.
Virtual fly heading 320, you can expect direct to MIPA.
Fly heading 320 and standing by direct MIPA, November Tango Echo. Alright, 320, that'll be nice. I'll save a little bit of time going way out here. It must be pretty slow today, so. Yeah, going back to like safety and threat and air management, I think that's one of the main focuses that when we have new pilots that come here to Papua New Guinea, that is what we want to be able to instill in them. Just because you can fly to some of these bush locations.
Number Tango Echo 17 miles to the northwest and resume your navigation direct to MIPA.
Resume own navigation direct MIPA at this time, November Tango Echo. I had someone tell me once, like, any monkey could fly into these bush locations on a calm day and blah, 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 blah. Yes, probably. Like, they're not, like, super difficult once you get, like, the technique and what down. But I think the biggest thing here in flying Papua New Guinea to stay alive and stay safe is threat and air management. Making good decisions in all weather conditions, whether it be wind, whether it be clouds, whether it be rain or storms or whatever else, determining what's the best route to do. So one of the ways that we can stay safe is using a checklist like this. The great thing about checklists like this is it keeps your eyes up and out, and you're not looking at some, like, you know, paper checklist like this. One thing with checklists like this is it's so easy to get halfway down and get distracted or get a call or something like that. And coming back to a paper one like this is so easy to, like, just skip something that is mandatory or, you know, critical for safety for like a landing checklist. That's really cool about this is you have your flip checklist. So let's say you get halfway done with it, you get a call, you get distracted, you're going around weather or whatever else, and you look back up and you know exactly where you left off. So something like this I think would be really awesome at flight schools. We'll see if something like this ever gets implemented. I'm working on getting these made for you guys for general aviation airplanes, so that maybe even flight schools could implement something like this, because it's so much easier to do a checklist like this, and it's just sitting there staring at you and remembering to pull out your checklist, because I've done instructing before, and that was even hard for me, is to remind the students to like go through all their flows and stuff like that. So anyways, all right, we're just passing 10,000. I don't have to put this on here in Papua New Guinea until I'm up over 10,000 for 30 minutes. It's a bit different than the States, and I'm not sure what it is in Europe. You can leave a comment below. I'd be interested to know what the regulations for oxygen are in, maybe even Australia too. Here in Papua New Guinea, basically over 10,000 feet, if you're a pilot for 30 minutes, then you have to wear oxygen. Most of our flights here are just under that 30-minute where you're actually at that 10,000 mark, so it works out pretty well. This is, the way my flight plan is set up is basically taking the lower route into Aiyura, usually because of bad weather in the afternoon. So Aiyura is right here, and all these mountain ranges go all the way up to like 13,000 almost. Yeah, 12,000 something. So usually the weather builds up there, and I'm heading up here to MIPA, and normally I'd head up here to VDOT, BIMCO, and then get in there, and that's the easiest way in the afternoon to get up there. But because it's such a nice day today, my plan is just to head straight from here, straight on to Aiyura, because I'm at 16,000. I'll just easily cross over everything. The weather looks absolutely stellar out there this morning with no issues whatsoever. No weather buildups. I checked the weather before I left, so that's my plan to getting into Aiyura today. In the last video, I did a t-shirt giveaway if somebody could guess what my favorite part about going to Kansas. Typically, we get to stay overnight there, but because the borders are closed, we basically have to go to the international ramp, sit there for an hour as we load up our plane, and then jet out of there. So there's really nothing that great about going to Australia. It's a 3-hour flight down and a 3-hour flight back of just nothingness. So my favorite part about it is the fact that I can get white monsters because we can't get those here in Papua New Guinea. So if you guessed this, I'll throw this up right here to whoever won my free t-shirt, and I will ship that out wherever you are in the world. It doesn't really matter. I'll ship it internationally. So thanks for guessing. Thanks for leaving a comment. If you guys want me to do more of those kind of things, give you guys opportunities to win different t-shirts or hats or whatever else, leave a comment below. Let me know that that's something you guys are interested in. And another way you guys can also win t-shirts and hats and stuff is there's a new program called Reply Bank. It gives you an option to directly send me a message if I haven't been able to answer one of your questions. Many questions I haven't been able to answer just because I don't have the time to keep up with all of the 1,000 comments. I really do appreciate them. I'd love to send you a personalized video answering your questions. So check out the link below, Reply Bank. It's a way that you can send me a direct message. I'll send you a video response right back to your email, usually the exact same day, and together we're actually going to be able to raise money with Reply Bank to raise up the funds for a solar panel system for a medical center out at Yambaitok. Like I said, I'm going to be making a video, I think, hopefully this next week, and maybe by the time that this video is published, I'll have that done, hopefully. But there's a medical center out there that does not have any lights or anything. So if someone has like a medical problem like stitches or cut or whatever else that they need to get done at night, like everybody's holding flashlights and as a doctor's stitching them up, and they don't have a way to keep their vaccines cold in a refrigerator and stuff. So I thought it'd be really awesome to be able to help provide them with a solar panel system so that they can have solar out in their medical clinic. And if you guys want to be a part of that and partner with me on this project, then go over to Reply Bank down below, ask me a question. It doesn't really matter what it is. It could be flying related, it could be just personal related, whatever else. There's a lot of really great questions on there that people have already sent me.
November Tango Echo, contact Moresby radar 119.3.
119.3, good day, November Tango Echo. Moresby radar, November Tango Echo, passing 15,500 on climb 16,000. Direct MIPA, estimating MIPA on the hour.
November Tango Echo, Moresby radar, good morning, Eric QNH 1007.
1007, and after MIPA, my plan is just to track direct Aiyura if able.
November Tango Echo, sorry, say again your remarks?
No apologies. After MIPA, I'll be tracking direct Aiyura, destination Aiyura, November Tango Echo.
November Tango Echo, roger.
Leveling off 16,000 now. And it looks like we're just going to be barely scraping the tops of these clouds, which is good enough. Remember the very first time I ever saw this, where you fly directly above a cloud and it has a little rainbow with a silhouette of your aircraft in it. It's so cool. I absolutely love that. Another really, really cool thing about rainbows is if you ever flown next to a rainbow, you can actually fly through a rainbow. And so the very first time I did this, oh man, it was the coolest thing ever. But basically, as you fly closer and closer into the rainbow, you know, if you see the bottom of it, come over here and go over there. The closer you get, the rainbow actually turns into a circle, and you literally fly through the rainbow. It's a circle around your aircraft. I'm not even joking. I'm serious. It is the coolest thing ever. So yeah, there is no bottom to a rainbow. It just turns into a circle, so there's no pot of gold, unfortunately.
November Tango Echo, approaching Sniper, identification terminated. Stand by for transfer.
November Tango Echo.
November Tango Echo, from MIPA, track direct Aiyura.
From MIPA, track direct Aiyura. November Tango Echo.
November Tango Echo, contact Moresby 120.9 or 6622.
Contact Moresby 120.9 or 6622. November Tango Echo. Good day.
Good day, sir.
Moresby 120.9 or November Tango Echo transfer.
November Tango Echo, Moresby, go ahead.
Morning, November Tango Echo, MIPA this time 16,000. Estimating Aiyura. Time of 49er will be transiting NADZAB airspace.
November Tango Echo, confirm you'll track direct to Aiyura.
Affirm, direct Aiyura, this time November Tango Echo.
November Tango Echo, and request estimate Abim Widot.
Stand by. Estimating a beam VDOT, time 34, November Tango Echo.
November Tango Echo, 16,000 reported traffic, stand by for clearance.
November Tango Echo must be time 20, request a check column 120.7.
Time 20, 120.7, November Tango Echo. Right, so I can remember to do that. Let's hit our timer. Let's go 10 minutes. Down and start.
November Tango Echo must be confirmed, will require clearance at 16,000.
Affirmative, November Tango Echo.
November Tango Echo, approaching 50, DME NADZAB, contact NADZAB approach 180.6.
50 DME NADZAB, 118.6, November Tango Echo. Alright, so here's NADZAB. I already have it in at 113.9 for the VOR. So at 50 miles, I'll give them a call. Alright, there's our timer. Go ahead and contact them on 120.7. Moresby 120.7, November Tango Echo transfer. Moresby 6622, November Tango Echo transfer. Moresby 120.9, November Tango Echo. No contact, 120.7, 6622. We'll be switching over to NADZAB in 8 miles.
November Tango Echo, Moresby standby.
Right, we're approaching the NADZAB airspace, as you guys can see right here. And this outer blue ring here, it starts at 13,000 and goes up to 24.5. And that's pretty much my 50 nautical miles. I'm 51.6 right now, so I'm going to call them in a second. But they're going to ask what radial I am, because they don't have radar. They want to know exactly where I am so they can get a picture in their head. So let's hit our CDI button twice, so it says VOR 2. We want the arrow pointing away from the VOR, and then we'll just rotate this until those lines line up. We're on the 211 radial. That's what I'll tell him here in a second. NADZAB approach, November Tango Echo.
November Tango Echo, NADZAB approach, good day, go ahead.
Good morning, November Tango Echo 50 DME on the 211 radial, maintaining 16000, estimating Aiyura, time 50, tracking direct Aiyura, MIPA, Aiyura.
November Tango Echo, cockpit, and report ready for descent.
Report top of descent, November Tango Echo. Morsby 120.7, November Tango Echo, transfer.
November Tango, Morsby, good.
November Tango Echo, passing 13,000 on descent, Aiyura, estimating Aiyura circuit 47.
Tango Echo, north for the traffic, stage 66.
No traffic, 6622, secondary, November Tango Echo. All right, coming into Aiyura now. Let's turn off this so we can see. Pattern altitude is 6100. I've already got that set in. Our runway is going to be runway 14. It's 2%. It's almost 1,300 meters long, so pretty long. And yeah, nothing too special about this place. It's a dirt runway. Kind of like there's a ridge up in this area here that will kind of come, just kind of following along it all the way. All stations, Aiyura 120.7, cardiac November Tango Echo, 15 miles to the south, passing 11,500, circuit Aiyura 47. All right, I can barely see the town of Aiyura. I can never find this airstrip coming from this direction because I don't come here very often from this direction. But I think I see the town now. Let's go ahead and flip off my oxygen. No need for that anymore. 7 miles out. Let's go ahead and start slowing on down. Pilot off. We are torqued around 550 to 600. All stations Aiyura 120.7, November Tango Echo, be joining into a left downward wind at runway 14, Aiyura. Sharp prop forward. Even hit our OBS, turn it to runway 14, so I have an idea where the orientation of the runway is. Pretty much entering into a left downwind as is. Engine inlet to bypass. If we do need to go around, it's kind of a late final, power up, 20 degrees of flaps, pitch for 73 knots, right hand turn out, reset, ITT 740. Up and harness is done. Morsby 1207, November Tango Echo, in the circuit Aiyura, cancel SAR. November Tango Echo. Right, there's the airstrip kind of nestled down in there. You can barely start seeing it. That's why it's always so hard to find coming from this direction, because you only see like the last half of it. But you can see Aiyura town, or the SAL base. We'll just stay on the left of that on down to 6,100. 10 degrees of flaps. SAR watch is terminated. That's 7 knots, kind of swirling all the wind over top of these hills, which are just absolutely incredible. Be a great place to camp out with such a great view. And beam the numbers, 20 degrees of flaps. I'll head to this hill right in front of me, and then we'll turn our base. We want 92 on downwind, which I'm a little fast, a little bit high. 82 on base. At 72, kind of short final, because it's kind of oblique. Alright, here's at the hill, turn base. Wanted around 5,800, I'm about 50 to 80 feet high. And then slowing to 82. Full flaps checklist complete. There's our 82 knots. Go up to this building right in front of us, and then we'll turn our final right there. Right, turning final and slowing to 72. Went up on our committed. Alright, this tree line here is committed. Love landing here because you have the absolute most perfectly smooth landings here. This is Aiyura here. This is where SIL JARS, their headquarters is. They've got 4 Kodiaks here. Get out of the mud so my cameras don't get all nasty. Anyways, thanks again guys for watching my video. Leave a comment down below what you guys thought of it. And if you felt it was worthy of a thumbs up, hit that thumbs up button for me. It looks like I came into the parking bay backwards. Oh well. Alright, shutting everything off. Feather. Thanks again guys, you guys have a great one. See you next time.